speak up? I think they want you to start talking.
Okay, can you hear me? I'm live outside Innovation Studios. I'm live outside. We'll take a look at the drought across central Pennsylvania. Currently here in State College, we are in a severe drought with the surrounding areas in a moderate drought. We want to look
Coming up next, a Penn State sports shocker. Basketball coach Patrick Chambers resigns. What's next for the team?
Plus, as fans get ready for the first Nittany Lion football game, police are preparing for a season like no other in downtown State College.
And the decision families need to make this Halloween.
As a parent, with the cases increasing, it is a little nerve-wracking because you have to think of your child first.
The Center County Report starts now. Good afternoon. I'm Joe Skinner. Thanks for joining us for the Center County Report.
And I'm Rachel Velez. Many Penn State fans are still in shock over the surprise news that basketball coach Pat Chambers has resigned just a month before the start of the season. Reporter David Hadar says the move came after allegations of inappropriate conduct.
Late Wednesday, news broke that Pat Chambers had stepped down as the head coach of the Penn State men's basketball program. In a public statement, Vice President for Intercollegiate Athletics, Sandy Barber, announced she had accepted his resignation after an internal investigation found allegations of inappropriate conduct. The investigation started after a July article by The Undefeated revealed Chambers made comments to former guard Rozier Bolton about loosening a noose to relieve stress. However, Barber said the findings were unrelated to this incident and previously unknown to Penn State. The findings were also not related to NCAA matters.
Our main focus at this moment is squarely on them, our student athletes in our men's basketball program, which, as you have heard me say many times, they are our why. They are our purpose. They are our focus.
Barber named former assistant coach Jim Ferry as the interim head coach for the 2020-21 season. In a separate statement, Chambers thanked the Penn State community and cited this being a tough year for him and his family and a need to reset.
Coach Chambers has made many contributions to the program and to this university, for which we are grateful.
Chambers coached the Nittany Lions for 9 seasons and led them to the 2018 NIT championship. He amassed an all-time record of 148 wins and 150 losses and had the team on the cusp of their first NCAA tournament since 2011 before the coronavirus pandemic hit. In State College, I'm David Hadar with the Center County Report.
Penn State is set to open the season November 25th.
With the election just over a week away, voters had their final chance to see the presidential candidates debate last night. The second and final event featuring President Trump and Joe Biden was held in Nashville. This time, both men were warned their mics would be muted while the other was speaking. They still sparred over the issues and questions, this time in a more civil manner.
It will go away, and as I say, we're rounding the turn, we're rounding the corner. It's going away.
220,000 Americans dead. You hear nothing else I say tonight. Hear this. Anyone who's responsible for that many deaths should not remain as President of the United States of America.
Pennsylvania continues to be a key battleground state with the election just 11 days away. Donald Trump's son held a campaign event this week in our area. Reporter Preston Shoemaker was there.
With the presidential election just over 1 week away, President Trump and his family are crisscrossing the country on a campaign blitz. His son Donald Trump Jr. held an event near the University Park Airport this week, and hundreds turned out. Trump rallied against Joe Biden's political record and urged the crowd to keep his father in the White House for a second term. He did not address specific issues relating to our area, but urged voters to make their voices heard.
We need you mobilized. We need you active. We need you calling your friends. We need you voting. We need you in the game.
Some protesters showed up too, criticizing the event as unsafe during the pandemic.
We saw 200,000 American lives and counting lost through the coronavirus under Trump's administration, and we keep seeing more lives being lost.
Pennsylvania continues to make national headlines as a key battleground state in this upcoming election. With Centre County being a dot of blue in a sea of red, the Trump campaign has continued to put political events in our area. Centre County Republican Chair Chris Eng says it's no secret the State College area typically votes blue, but she says the GOP has worked hard to change that.
It's really nice to get some attention and really because the people up here have worked so hard on this campaign. They have come out and energized like we've never had in Centre County before.
Fullington Trailways has seen a 40% drop in business during the pandemic and saw the opportunity to host this event as a way to highlight the motor coach industry.
We've seen the devastation for COVID on our business, and we thought this would be a great opportunity to highlight the bus business as well as small business in central Pennsylvania.
Reporting in Benner Township, I'm Preston Shoemaker for the Centre County Report.
Also today, a new lawsuit is challenging Pennsylvania's court-ordered deadline to count mail-in ballots received up to 3 days after the election. The lawsuit comes just days after the U.S. Supreme Court rejected a Republican plea, making a slightly different argument than the new lawsuit.
Pennsylvania now has more than 9 million people registered to vote in this year's election. Monday was the final day to register. There are just over 4 million Democrats, more than 3.5 million Republicans, and the rest are independents or registered with another party. As of last week, nearly 700,000 ballots had already been sent in.
This presidential election has sparked heated emotions from supporters of both President Trump and Joe Biden. Reporter Isabella Langston says the fight has even come to the front yard.
When driving down the streets of State College, Bellefonte, and other towns, there's more to see on people's lawns than just leaves and Halloween decorations. Campaign signs. This year's election has become a battleground for yard signage. Centre County Republican Chair Chris Eng says it's much like a popularity contest.
Every sign is a vote. And it's like, oh, who has the most votes out here and who's going to win? And places that run by, well, I don't see very many of my candidate out there. Do you think there's any chance that he's going to win? And so it's like signs don't vote. People vote.
Rosa Pat says people have even stolen signs from her lawn.
Respect what people's decisions are, because I don't think it's effective to take away people's signs. Because I've heard that happen to my neighbors. It's everyone around here.
It's clear that the 2020 presidential election has caused some divide within communities. A 2015 article from campaignsandelections.com discusses the psychology behind yard signs and how the effect creates leverage against the opposing candidate. It influences those that either see the sign to either go out and buy the same or differing one. But Eng hopes after November 3rd, people will focus on the country as a whole rather than what's in your front yard.
My dad said some of his last words. He's a World War II veteran, and he goes, "We just get on with the business of the country," and that's kind of like, yeah, Dad, we just want to get through all this other stuff.
In State College, I'm Isabella Langston for the Center County Report.
Polls are open November 3rd from 7 a.m. till 8 p.m. We'll bring you live election coverage that night on TV and on our social media channels.
Most of central Pennsylvania remains in a moderate to severe drought this month with below average rainfall. Our weather anchor, Salix Iverson, is live at Innovation Park with more on the impacts and a look ahead to the long-range winter outlook. Salix?
Hi, I'm outside of the studio right now. So if we want to take a look at these drought patterns we've been experiencing for the past couple of months, currently Center County is still in an extreme drought. If we look across the rest of the areas right around Center County, we are still in a moderate drought, but I'll time out when we'll be expecting our next chance for rain in my 7-day forecast. If we want to take a look ahead towards the long-term outlook for this winter, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration has put us in a La Nina pattern for the upcoming winter season. So what does that mean? In terms of our temperatures, we are expected to have a 30 to 40% chance of above average temperatures for this time of year. If we want to look at our precipitation outlook for the upcoming winter, we can see that it is pretty split between a below average, above average, or right around average for precipitation, at least here in Pennsylvania. And now we'll bring it back to the studio with you guys.
We have some breaking news right now. Today's new COVID numbers are in for Center County. There are 59 new positive cases since yesterday, and that brings the total to 3,908 cases since the beginning of March. The total number of deaths in Center County is at 16.
As Penn State football finally plays its first game tomorrow, local law enforcement will work to ensure COVID-19 rules are followed in State College. Caitlin Frollo has the story.
With COVID-19 restrictions in effect in State College, the days of day-long football watch parties, packed sports bars, and tailgates may be gone, at least this year. But Penn State students know some will push the boundaries.
This is going to be obviously the first time where everyone is really going to try to get together and everyone's going to try to do something. So I think that it's definitely something that we should look out for.
For those thinking of breaking the rules, someone will be watching. Police are used to party complaints during football games with an average of 9 warnings issued for noisy parties per game during the 2019 season. Now, with capacity limits and large gatherings restricted, there have been 76 COVID ordinance citations issued this fall.
This weekend, Indiana's away. We actually have extra officers working just to prepare for the start of the football season. So it's going to be treated kind of like a home game for us manpower-wise.
Lieutenant Greg Browser says while home games are the biggest concern, he believes without tens of thousands of people traveling to State College for game days, it'll be easier to keep things under control. The tailgating fields right behind me used to be where family and friends would celebrate Penn State football each Saturday. But this year, in the 2020 season, the lots and fields will be closed to the public. University police will patrol the campus and tailgate lots on Saturday to ensure no large gatherings are taking place. In State College, I'm Caitlin Frollo for the Center County Report.
We'll have more on tomorrow's game later in sports.
Also coming up, after an unusually warm week, will the taste of summer continue through the weekend? Salix is back with a 7-day forecast. Also ahead, with Halloween just around the corner, trick-or-treating may look a little bit different than usual. We talk with parents about Halloween in the COVID era.
I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. But it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, she's putting them in the same basket again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
You're doing great. We're gonna try this again, okay?
Okay.
Wheels, pedals, handlebar, brakes. Sit up straight, keep your weight in the center, keep your eyes on the road, hands on the grips, button the seat. If we feel ourselves falling, what do?
Just keep
pedaling.
pedaling.
Good girl. Now remember, it's all about balance and steering. Steer with your hands, steer with your body. Steer into the corners and you stay out of trouble. And the bell's your buddy, so go ahead and ding that. All right, you ready? Here we go. Pedal, honey, pedal. There you go, you're a bike rider.
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain.
As this pandemic year drags on, many families and health experts started wondering if Halloween and trick-or-treating would put kids and parents at risk this fall. Kenny Miller talked with some people in Harrisburg about their plans.
Halloween may look a little different this year, like many things, because of the pandemic. The CDC says traditional trick-or-treating and indoor costume parties pose higher COVID risk, but many cities and towns will still allow trick-or-treating. And many parents say after months of lockdowns and remote learning, their kids need some normalcy.
Am I concerned about taking my child trick-or-treating during a pandemic? Definitely I am, but no more concerned than I was when I had to take her to the grocery store or to a family function or back to daycare for that matter. It's just, life has to go on. We have to keep moving forward, keep doing things.
Others won't take the kids out because of the risk.
Yes, I had decided not to take my daughter trick-or-treating this year because of the cases increasing. As a parent, with the cases increasing, it is a little nerve-wracking because you have to think of your child first. And I cannot afford for my daughter to get sick because of coronavirus.
According to the National Retail Association survey, about 142 million people are planning on participating in Halloween-related activities this year. That's down 178 million compared to 2019 survey. And those that are celebrating trick-or-treat has only dropped down 23% compared to the 29% back in 2019. For families who still want to celebrate Halloween, the CDC advises so-called one-way trick-or-treating, where you set out candy in baskets outside your front door for kids to grab and go, avoiding close face-to-face contact. Also, avoid wearing a costume mask in place of a cloth or medical mask. Instead, health experts say make a medical mask part of your costume. And don't forget to have fun.
My favorite part about going trick-or-treating is the candy and that I actually get to go out of the house without going to my friend's house.
In Harrisburg, I'm Kennedy Miller for the Center County Report.
Trick-or-treating in the State College area is scheduled for next Thursday, October 29th from 6 till 8 p.m.
Good afternoon, I'm senior meteorologist Alex Iverson here with your CCR forecast. Looking out, we can see a pretty clear sky here in State College out towards Beaver Stadium, and our temperatures are very warm for this time of year. 72 degrees is our high, our current temperature, and we'll get even warmer today. Our current average for this time of year is about 59, so we're going to be about 15 degrees above average. Pretty much in the upper 60s to lower 70s across the state. Our warm spot is Erie at 78 degrees. We do have this north or southerly flow right now, so that's making them a little bit warmer than the rest of the state. Satellite and radar showing that we had some clouds just south of I-80, but those are beginning to clear out and head more towards the eastern portion of the state. Now let's take a chance at our future cast. Like I said in my live shot earlier, we are still in a severe drought here in State College, so let's see when we expect our next chance for rain. So tonight around 10:30, some stronger showers impacting Erie, Franklin, maybe even Pittsburgh, and those will move into our area right around the 3 to 5 a.m. hour. We'll have some clouds building in around 3 a.m. and then that line of storms moving through our area will still be pretty cloudy as we start our day tomorrow, but those clouds will actually clear out by the evening hours. Look at this. Saturday, 5 p.m., a very clear sky across the Commonwealth. Looking ahead towards Saturday evening into Sunday morning, we'll still have a very clear sky. So a very nice weekend to get out, but those temperatures will be taking a dip. And we'll take a look at our forecast for today. So like I said, we'll be getting warmer, 75 degrees for our high, more sun than clouds, and the wind will be rain out of the south 5 to 10 miles an hour. Looking ahead towards tonight, 55 with clouds building, and again, those late showers in the early AM hours. And then our forecast for tomorrow really dipping down, 59, so closer to average, clouds clearing by the evening hours. And our 7-day forecast, we can see that we'll again be clearing as we head into the weekend. 59 for tomorrow, cooling down, Sunday mostly sunny, and then we'll have our next big chance for widespread rain on Monday and Tuesday as temperatures remain in the mid-50s for the rest of next week. And now we'll take it over to Josh with sports.
Thanks, Alex. Penn State football returns tomorrow, and the team will start its season without a familiar name. We'll look ahead to the first game next in sports. Also coming up, we'll have highlights of last night's Eagles game against the Giants, which went down to the wire. That's all coming up after this break.
Todd's a great guy. I mean, look at him. What a sweetheart. Attaboy. Wait, Todd, what are you doing? How totally selfish and un-Todd-like of you. Come on, Todd. Come on, man.
Hi, I'm Peter. There's nothing I love more than sharing vegetables with my friends. Come on in! Help yourself to anything. That's why we give our food the utmost respect it deserves. Did you know there are simple steps we can all take to help save food? You can cook it, store it, even share it. Just don't waste it. Because when it comes to food, better ate than never. To learn more, visit SaveTheFood.com.
This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Remember that to love America is to love all Americans. Because love has no labels.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
So you see, son, good manners are important. Should I go through it again?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Exactly. Always say please, thank you, you're welcome, excuse me, sit up straight, hold doors open for ladies. If the door's locked, knock first, don't burp, don't swear, don't stare, don't use bad language, or talk with your mouth full, keep your elbows off the table.
What table?
And don't interrupt. Cover your mouth when you cough or sneeze. On the bus, keep your seat up to anybody who has trouble standing. Bottom line, treat others the way you want to be treated. Got it?
Got it.
Good talk.
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain.
I'm Josh Starr with sports. Big Ten football finally returns tonight, and Penn State is preparing for its first game of the season against Indiana tomorrow. Summer Thomas is live at Beaver Stadium with the story. Summer?
Hi, Josh. I'm here live at Beaver Stadium where there won't be football until next weekend, but this weekend the Nittany Lions will take on Indiana. It's definitely been a difficult road for the Nittany Lions to get to this point. It's finally a Nittany Lion game week, something many thought might never happen this year. And after the long months of preparation and safety restrictions, James Franklin is excited to get his team back on the field against an experienced Indiana squad.
There was a sense that we may not have football this year. Something that they love dearly was taken away from us. The guys are flying around, having fun. There's a real sense of appreciation, I think, of being out there.
COVID-19 isn't the only unexpected change the team has to cope with. On top of Micah Parsons opting out, they also have to prepare for the possibility that star running back Journey Brown might miss the whole season due to an undisclosed medical condition. Coaches and players say Brown has had a big impact on the team and will be sorely missed.
Seeing him down right now, it hurts. But he's continuing
bring that positive mindset every single day on and off the field. He's going to continue to be a voice in our locker room, continue to be a voice of reason and a leader.
Despite the loss of Brown, Franklin says they're confident in Devin Ford and the offense taking up the mantle. It won't be easy, though. They start with upset-minded Indiana, then face Ohio State next weekend. All Penn State football players will wear special United patches on their uniforms this season to promote respect and empathy for others. I'm live at Beaver Stadium. I'm Summer Thomas for the Center County Report.
Thanks, Summer. For the first time ever, a Penn State player will wear number 0, and that player is Jonathan Sutherland. The redshirt junior safety was recently announced as the selection. Coach James Franklin says Sutherland's contributions to special teams last year were key in the decision. Teammate Jesse Lucchetta talked about the choice.
He's a perfect fit. For a guy like Jonathan Sutherland, who he embodies all the characteristics you'd want in an individual who were to kickstart a new tradition.
Sutherland says it's an honor and a blessing to be the one to start this new tradition. In high school football, the State High Little Lions are back in action tonight following Monday's win over Carlisle. They're 2-1, and those 3 games are enough to qualify for the postseason, meaning State High will take on Altoona tonight for the PIAA District 6 Class 6A crown. As for other games in our area, Bald Eagle, which qualified for Class 2A postseason, will play top-seeded Bellwood Antis in the quarterfinals. Bellefonte, needing a win to qualify for the Class 4A regional championship, will play at Phillipsburg Osceola, and Penns Valley, although already eliminated from the postseason, will visit winless Huntington. The Eagles and Giants kicked off Week 7 of the NFL season last night. Philadelphia came in banged up, but quarterback Carson Wentz started the scoring quickly, barreling into the end zone for an early touchdown. The Giants answered with a 39-yard score by Golden Tate. The Eagles took a 10-7 lead into the locker room at halftime. In the third quarter, Daniel Jones took a trip downfield. No one is going to catch him. I hope he filled his gas tank before he left. Well, I guess he didn't. Wayne Gallman stayed on his feet and made it into the end zone, making it a 14-10 New York lead. A fourth quarter 97-yard drive bumped the Giants' lead to 11. Here's Wentz now rolling out to Greg Ward to make it a 1-score game late. Then, on the Eagles' last chance, look at this throw. Wentz to Boston Scott inside the pylon to put Philly back on top for good. Wentz finished with 359 yards and 3 scores, and the Eagles won it 22-21. Philadelphia is now in first place in the NFC East with a 2-4-1 record. That's all for sports. We're back after this break.
Taught him how to hit a baseball, how to hit a receiver, the strike zone, the net. You taught him how to hit the upper corner. You even taught him how to hit the open man. But how much time have you spent teaching him what not to hit?
Start a story. Adopt at theshelterpetproject.org.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it. It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
One state college home is getting extra spooky for this Halloween season. For the last 5 years, this family has decorated their yard with skeletons. The theme for this Halloween is Ghostbusters. They even bought a 12-foot skeleton from Home Depot to represent the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man from the popular movie. People in the neighborhood often drive by or walk past the house to check out the setup.
We keep our blinds down now because nonstop, day or night, people are stopping and taking pictures, which we're thrilled about.
Pretty awesome Halloween house there.
That's all for today's newscast. You can find more of our stories on our website, centercountyreport.com. Our next newscast is on Tuesday, but you can follow us anytime for breaking news on Twitter. That's at Center County REP or on our Facebook page. We also have a Center County Report Instagram. Have a good weekend.